Welcome back to Live Like It Matters with me, Elissa Kalver, the podcast that I started because I love just getting together with my friends and people that I admire to have really fun conversations about how we live like it matters. So I'm here today with my friend Allie Flierl, and I am so excited to have this time with you.
Yes,
Welcome.
thank you for having me.
Yeah. And do you, I mean, I say Allie. I can go more formal with Allison, whichever you
I
go
go by
by.
either Allie, Allison, or some people call me Flierl.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the three options for
Yeah.
everyone watching, but I'll stick with Allie.
Or Luna's mom.
Luna's mom. That's a good one
Depending.
too. That's what Ellie would call you.
Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm so excited to chat in this way. We've known each other now for
Like 3
yeah, probably at least met through our mutual friend Billy.
Yeah.
And
Because we all procreated sort of around the same time.
yeah, like
and
within a year of each
yeah.
other are and all daughters.
all daughters who are awesome.
So cool.
And like we would have hung out even if we hadn't procreated at the same time, I feel
Definitely.
like.
Yeah.
So
like if we had
it's-
all been in college together,
yeah,
I still
it would
think
have been nuts.
it would have been dangerous.
Yeah.
But I think that we all would have gravitated in
Yes,
the same way.
and had a good time.
Yeah.
We're
know
still having a good time as moms, not in college anymore.
Yeah. It's just sometimes different types of good times or more
Yeah.
planning in advance.
Yeah.
But I love what I wanted to do is kind of go back to of just like, you and being in LA career-wise, like all these fun things, and then kind of take it back to motherhood and where we're at now. But like before I knew you and your worlds, we kind of run us through a bit of your background.
Well, I grew up in Connecticut, and I had to wear a chin gear at age 5 for a couple years, and I think that's probably why I went into comedy.
Wait, a chin guard? What
A
did you say?
chin gear, it was like this like cool contraption that goes around your head and holds your. I had like an underbite, so I had to wear it at like sleepovers and stuff, and like
For how long?
for like 5 years, and then had some intense orthodontics.
Only at night or all the time?
Well, those like were like regular braces, but the chin gear was like at night, but it was like, and then the permanent retainer for a year where you're like, so that might be why I went into comedy. And then also my parents got a video camera when I was 11 and couldn't like learn how to use it, so it was mine. So I always was into making things, and then
you're like chin gear, video. I'm gonna be in comedy. I hope you have pictures of that because I'd like to splice that into this. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, I'm very cool.
The way you just skated over chin gear, like as if that was just something like, oh yeah, chin gear, of
Well,
course.
there's some people like I don't know if they have it as much nowadays, but there's some people with the contraption that connected to their braces, but mine was just like a chin gear to prevent an underbite. I don't know exactly. I don't remember. But also because I was so young when I went to the orthodontist and he kind of looked like Phil Collins and he would sing along with the radio, I thought he was Phil Collins for a while and that he just did orthodontic.
Like as a side hustle.
Yeah. Later I was disappointed to find out he is not Phil Collins. But
what a loss of innocence.
Yeah. It was hard.
So the video camera at 11 really took
video
things
camera
off.
at 11, and then I always was writing as a kid, and then went to film school at Ithaca College. Woo woo, Ithaca.
Yeah.
In upstate New York, and it was like definitely more like artsy film school some of the time, but also gave you some idea of what working in entertainment is like. Like I lived in LA for a summer semester and interned. I got to back then intern for George Clooney. You might have heard of him. He's like an up and coming actor. And I interned for Richard Donner, who is no longer with us, but was an amazing director and would pull pranks on the interns, and he was great. So that summer was really fun. And I had an idea of like, okay, if I move to LA, this is sort of what it'll be like, but not really.
I mean, when you start with spending time with George Clooney.
I mean, like, he wasn't around that much, but he was very nice when he was. And I met his pet pig that he had back then, Max.
Oh.
Yeah, who was his longest relationship before he got married. Max was amazing. I get it. But so then, I graduated film school and then moved to LA with $1,200 in a really shitty car, and everything went really well. No.
What year was that?
We won't say the
Oh,
it was
okay,
a
okay, we
long
don't do
time
that.
ago. Around when these chairs were made.
Around when George Clooney first took off.
Well, no, he was a movie star by
I'm
then,
just
but
kidding, I'm
yeah.
just kidding, but yeah. And
Um,
did you drive cross
you
country to
know,
LA
I
or
didn't, 'cause my parents were nice and drove my car cross country for me. I don't know why they did that, but they
That's
were
kinda fun.
yeah, like, I sort of flew to LA. I had a friend from college introduced me to another person who'd gone to college, but I didn't know her during college somehow, but, like, her roommate was moving out, and she had a month-to-month lease in Hollywood, near the Seventh Veil Strip Club. Shout out to Seventh Veil.
Oh, yeah.
Did not work there, but, if you're wondering.
It was gonna be my next question, but I didn't wanna cut you off, so
Yeah.
yeah.
And so, yeah, so I had a place to move, and I had $1,200, which was not enough really to move across the country with, but I did it. And, yeah, and started off like I did some random jobs when I first got here. I also worked for a producer. It's like her second or third assistant for a week where I worked late every night, and then she fired me the day she gave birth. So that was an interesting introduction to Hollywood.
Yeah, kinda
Um,
sums it up.
yeah. Also, my first day with her, she wasn't actually in the office because she was on maternity or like about to give birth. Her producing partner threw a bag of food at his assistant. It missed them and went through the hallway and hit the back of my chair. And I was like, "Oh, this is not good. Like, why did I do this? What am I doing with my life?" Um, but eventually it worked out. And
Good,
and I
good.
did get some more longer term jobs and then got
And then later on, did you get to throw food at other people, or
I
you
have not thrown food at anyone
didn't
besides
continue
my
the chain of
husband.
screaming?
No. Sadly,
He can take it,
yeah, he
right?
could take it.
Yeah.
He can bab it away. No, I learned from that I don't think you should throw food at anyone.
Isn't that cool?
And also George Clooney never threw food. He was always nice and he did his own dishes. So shout out to Clooney for not being
You don't have to be
yeah, you can
a
be
terrible
the most
person.
famous person and be a good person. And yeah, so and then I worked for a talent manager, and then I worked as a showrunner's assistant. And from there I kind of like learned like, oh, TV writers' rooms, like there's a lot of funny people there. There's a lot of energy there. Oh, like me being an only child who sometimes needed attention, this is a good place to be. And
Yeah.
um so kind of working up random jobs throughout TV, and then I worked at Conan for a couple of years. I met Scott Chernoff there, and we started writing some stuff together. We made a web series for $100 that about letters to TV Guide. Have I ever shown you this?
No.
Yeah.
And I love that it's like, I moved cross country for $1,200, and I'm like, "I'm actually gonna write a whole show for $100." You just keep challenging yourself. "Let's
Yeah.
go see what we can do for $20."
Yeah, we made this web
I gotta
series
watch this.
because it was when we were working at Conan. They had a lot of subscriptions because like you're supposed to like read topical stuff, and we would read TV Guide during rehearsal. And I thought it was so funny that they still like people wrote letters and asked questions that they could just like Google, like what's the name of the actor who plays blah? And then some of it, like one of my favorite letters was like Stabler's an out of control cop. Like it was so like and also like I'm like, are people like waiting for the response in the mail? Like what are they? So we made a web series again, yeah, for $100 about what we thought these people lives were like who wrote these letters. So we had a dramatic reading of the letter and then a sketch. And
Was it
that
improvised?
well, we scripted and then did
Okay,
it.
okay, yeah,
And
yeah.
we used ourselves and some friends. So
That
like
makes sense because you
yeah, it
are a
was cheap.
screenwriter.
Yeah, yeah. So but but then yeah, like that TV guy instead of suing us featured it and on their hot list, which is hilarious. Jimmy Pardo was the one who saw it first. I
Wow.
found out Jimmy Pardo has a subscription to TV Guide because of that.
I love that.
And then shout out to comedian Jimmy Pardo, who's one of the funniest men ever, and
Yeah,
also a
I
very
know, that
kind
reminds
person.
me, Jimmy, we're gonna need to call him to come in
Yeah,
here. Yeah.
He also does not throw food at anyone.
That's
He's
what
a good
I
dude.
haven't heard otherwise
Yeah.
because Eric does some stuff with him, and he always comes back clean,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
yeah.
That's good. He like helps clean Eric when he eats. No, just kidding.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, that web series, we got invited to the DB Guide hot list party. Like, it was pretty funny. And people were like, who the hell are you? And we're like, we made a web series about letters to DB Guide. And they're like, cool. And then started writing some pilots. And so, yeah, eventually I got to write some episodes of BoJack Horseman on Netflix. And Scott and I wrote on School of Rock on Nickelodeon for 2
Oh, we
seasons.
watched some of that with Ellie
Oh, did
recently.
you?
Yeah, she loved it.
Yay! If you saw one with a lot of puppies, that's one I wrote in a Halloween episode, and some other ones I'm forgetting. Oh, there's one where it was teaching kids about the stock market. I don't know
Oh,
if the lesson took or not, but
I
yeah,
gotta go. Like, I mean, she watched it. I kind of paid
yeah,
attention, but
in the background.
I mean, puppies, Halloween, and stock market are all
Yeah.
interests. So yeah, I'll go back and check it out. I love that.
And then also dabbled in I produced an indie feature called Random Tropical Paradise, which was really fun. But so I sort of went from like producing some short form sketch comedy for like pretty low budgets to like suddenly like, hey, we're shooting with real actors on a yacht, and didn't mess that up, which is good.
Good.
And then I had Luna, and there was a pandemic, and that was interesting, and then a writer's strike. And then in the last few years, I've been working more in the feature space, and it's been good, but I'm not allowed to talk about any of those projects right now.
Yeah, I know we'll have to do like a follow-up once
Yeah.
it's that's very exciting. And
Yeah.
it's kind of neat having you go through that timeline because, like when I booked a one-way ticket to LA and it's you had this like experience that a lot of people come and do and not a lot of people have the timeline come up to today
Yeah.
still going through that, journey and experience in Hollywood.
It's interesting. I mean, people are like, "Should I move to LA?" I'm like, "Yeah, but also it's it was a risk back then." And
Yeah. I
um
mean, I kind of miss like when I first moved here, I don't know about you, but I kind of felt like, "Oh, what's the worst thing? I'll
yeah.
move back home." And so I felt this like layer of freedom, just
Yeah.
kind of being like, I'm just gonna come out and see what I do. And being like an assistant or doing these things was an achievement, not even like acceptable. It was like very hard to get,
Yeah.
the very bad paying, poorly treated
Yes.
assistant job.
Yeah.
And yeah, I always think back to that time. It's like one of the biggest leaps that you kind of make, like just picking up and moving across the country. But it's like pretty cool. We're both still here.
Yeah, we did it.
Yeah. I mean, mine very different. I didn't stay in entertainment and stuff, but I'm glad that I was destined to stay here so we could meet and become friends. Yeah. I want to circle back on the Conan stuff because I feel like every so often you'll bring up some kind of story about like a time you were like had to last minute be in this Conan sketch or these different things. And I find that hilarious. And it was curious about that and how the inner workings work and if there's anyone that like sticks out to you.
I mean, they all stick out because they're all really fun. I mean, obviously Conan is one of the funniest and smartest people. Andy Richter as well. Andy is also freakishly strong, and I'm so glad he's one of the nicest people in the world. And if he wasn't, it would be terrifying because he is so strong. Like you would give him an Amazon box and he can just like open it with his bare hands. I
Whoa.
remember we did a sketch that got cut where he was like throwing cement blocks just to show how strong he was, and like like he'd be a great superhero.
Yeah. I mean, he did a phenomenal job dancing too.
Yeah, exactly. But he's very kind, so he uses his powers for good.
Love that.
But yeah, I mean, everyone on that show worked really hard. It's like kind of crazy to turn around. We were doing 4 shows a week, turning that around. And the writers, it is some of the funniest people you will meet. One of my favorite stories is probably one time an ostrich in a G-string got cut. And just the fact that like it was happening and then it wasn't
So it was a sketch with an ostrich in a G-string,
and
but it
like they'd
got
already made the G-string and the ostrich was there, and then like this isn't working, and I was like, this business is cold.
I'm picturing like a scene on a Family Guy or something. They're like, ostrich, you gotta go home. He's
He's
like,
like smoking a cigarette. What are some of the other fun? I mean, there's just I got to pretend to give birth on stage with John Hamm there. We were doing he was like, one of the guests, and um I pitched an idea of like they used to do a thing where there's too many men on set when there's a hot girl. And so I was like, well, John Hamm's coming in, like we should have too many women on set. So there was like we had a lot, like there was one woman like suddenly watering the plants. And then for me, I was like on the like stage in front of like where they do the interviews and pretending to give birth, but like not paying attention because I wanted to look at John Hamm. I feel like he told me I did a good job later, if I'm remembering that correctly.
That tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I love that.
I remember posting photos and people were like, "Are you pregnant?" I was like, "No, this is just a fake." Like,
Yeah, that would definitely get confusing.
yeah.
But do you find that a lot of things like that and experiences like earlier on, like circle back and you reconnect with people and all that and just other walks of life?
I mean, sometimes, people remember from like, I mean, I remember Nikki Glazer going on the first time on Conan. I think she remembers me from that because we chat a lot with her parents and I've run into her a couple times, but also, there's a lot of people in the world. Um, John Cryer, I had pitched something where he was a town crier. I think it was when one of the royals had a baby. I forget now because it was like a decade ago, but he was on it. He was great. And but then during COVID, we happened to be on the same. We live near each other and happened to be on the same walking schedule with when Luna was a baby and his dog. And I kept seeing it. I was like, "Hey, I don't know if Allison," but we'd always say hi from like 10 feet away because it was like the height of COVID, where you're like, "Don't go near,"
Yeah.
I mean, we're outside, but still, you just like. But he was always lovely.
I love that.
He's a good dude.
If you could pick now, like now that you've experienced, and while we weren't, I don't know if it was on the recording or not because you're fixing the light, that you saying that you had a podcast for a while and things like that too.
Yeah, I did do. I had a podcast called 2 Degrees of Alley, because one of my
Hence your hand. Your
yeah, that was
okay.
my Twitter handle first, I think. Now X. And one of my old roommates used to joke that I knew everyone or had like some degree of separation. So I don't know if that's true, but I made a podcast for a while for a couple years of people's stories of breaking into Hollywood, and it was really fun. And I just sort of got busy with some other things, but like I'm always like I should do that again. But also I like um yeah, like you, I like talking to people, but also like highlighting talented people.
Yeah.
And there's so many different ways in. And also it was like I would talk to writers, I would talk to people who did stunts, like all the different things. And I love the creative community. I love seeing how people get to where they are and the crazy stories we all go through. Like making a film is a crazy endeavor. It's also a TV show. Like so it was a fun way to share people's stories.
Yeah.
I should do it again someday. Maybe I will. But
Yeah, you should. Well, and I would imagine, like, especially like you said, now you're working on features that you can't talk about and how long these things take.
yeah.
I'm sure there's so many different layers of fulfillment and like benchmarks along the way, but there's probably something to be said for having like mixed in like immediate release things
Yeah.
versus long term. Like, I'm
Yeah,
sure
versus
they're
like
all very
waiting.
different.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah, I intentionally like, well, one, the live like it matters theme is kind of my overall theme of how I've been positioning my thought leadership and keynotes and what I've been mainly like writing about. But I also want to make sure that if I was going to do this, that it could be an idea that I could relate to anyone that I would want to have a conversation with.
Yeah.
And I think that's something where sometimes it's a stretch, maybe, but there's like most people or ideas or like products or companies that'll relate back to like why it's relevant to cancer treatment or other things that people might not expect.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's so fun about it is like you're saying, bringing in other aspects, like especially as someone outside of the production world, like I wouldn't even think about the stunt doubles. Or I saw recently
Stunt
like
guys are the
someone post.
best. Shout out to all the stunt guys, like and gals. There's some very good stunt gals as
Yeah.
well. Like, yeah. They're also the most fun to hang out with sometimes. Like this movie I worked on a long time ago in Santa Fe, we'd go out for drinks and like this one stunt, what was his name? Maybe JJ? It was a long time ago. But he would do joke stunt falls down the stairs at the bar just to like see if people would try to help him. I was like, you guys are the best.
Would anyone not help him?
Sometimes they were sort of like, that guy's so drunk. Like, I also got to be not I got to be a stunt person on The Bachelor for a day.
We gotta. I need the full story on this one.
My friend Stephen Ho was doing something for The Bachelor, and like they just needed to have, I don't know, he knew I had like a day off and was like, "Hey, would you want to come be in a car while we do they wanted to make it look like it was one of the girls on the show." Um I don't think I signed an NDA, hopefully not. Anyway, it was a long time ago.
Okay.
um but like where they put me in the car and like kind of did some wheelies and stuff. Like I knew that they were doing it safe. They do stuff with
Mhm.
the tire pressure, so but it was really fun. But then the girls were kind of mad once they arrived that there was another girl. Like I was gonna compete for. I was like, no, like that's not. Like I was like already
Man,
with Pete,
ruthless. Well,
but
on.
they were all a little drunk, I think, too. But they were just like, and I was like, yeah, you don't have to. I'm
I
not.
always wonder that, like when they get to the date, are they already like
I
sloshed?
think they give them my
Some liquid
impression.
courage.
Uh, yeah, but it was fun. I got to go and be in a car while they did.
They were doing like donuts or something? Or
Yeah,
like,
nothing
yeah.
like crazy. Like we're
Yeah.
going over like a ravine or something that I wouldn't have been qualified to do or insured.
So you were like a woman on The Bachelor's stunt double.
Kind of, yeah, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
That's the closest I've come to any stunt fame.
I mean, that's pretty close.
I've also fallen down a lot, but not gotten paid for it.
Yeah.
So yeah,
On camera or off?
just off.
Yeah. I'm definitely, the one in the family that people are most concerned about.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, one of my other interesting Hollywood stories is I did help Brad Pitt one time with a prank.
Oh, like for in real life or
Just
for a
in real
show?
life.
Okay.
He was interviewing for a new assistant, and he asked his manager to help him, and like, she's a busy person and was like, but it's I'm assume one of her biggest clients. And so he was like, I want to I want to prank her. So he sent me in as like a fake interview, and like I got connected through someone who I don't know. So I went to the office, and he told me like what he wanted me to be, and like also be like really demanding in the interview. And
Mhm.
apparently like I did a good job because she was furious all day. And then he told her at the end of the day I'd been a fake, and then he sent me a gift card.
Oh, so he let it go all day? Like it wasn't like
I
in the
mean,
middle of it,
I
he
was only
came
there
in?
for like talking to him, and then I did the interview with her, but he didn't let her know till the
It's
end of
not
the
like
day.
he came in at the end of your interview. It was like,
No.
prank. Wow, so you had to like really play that off and
Yeah.
stay in role,
Yeah, it was very
stay in
funny.
character.
And then like when like I met with him first, and he was telling me what he wanted, so then I was like pitching stuff I thought this person would say. And I was like 25 at the time, so it was like, oh my god, it's a famous person, but I still was able to like pitch stuff that made him laugh, which felt good.
I mean, you're not just dropping famous people. I mean, we've done George Clooney and Brad Pitt.
Yeah, I don't know if either would remember me at this point. It's been a long time, and I've gained some weight. But
We've lived
but
life.
hi, if you're out there watching this.
Yeah, I mean, if Brad or George are out there and
I've been
want to catch up, just let us
Yeah,
know.
I'm
I'd love to
here.
meet you.
I will still help with pranks. Yeah. Yeah.
You're the perfect person to help with pranks because you're a writer. You're
And like I have an innocent face. They don't see it coming.
totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
definitely.
should have been the villain, but I'm too nice. Oh well.
Yeah. Do you do acting and stuff too?
Oh, I have like in my own web series and on stuff at Conan, and then for this Mashable series called Internet Comment Theater, which was so the web series I made for $100 was TV Guide Letter Theater,
Mm-hmm.
and then Mashable liked it, and they had us come do Internet Comment Theater, which was like sort of the same thing where we would read crazy internet comments and do a sketch based off of it. But again, it was more because I was uh cheap to use as an actor, so I'm not great at memorizing lines. But again, anyone who wants me, I'll do it. But
I
but I'm
mean,
happy
not
writing jokes for other people.
you sell it though so strong. I would sell you stronger than she's cheap. But no, love the
You can
humbleness.
pay me in pizza sometimes.
Yeah.
If I well, now childcare costs more. It was different back then. But
I mean, there's a lot of things like that where it's like I would just want to do that for free,
yeah.
But you got to hesitate before telling people that just in
Yeah.
case they'll pay you.
Yeah.
I love it. That's so fun. This like is bringing back to. I mean, when I moved to LA, my intention was to work in production management. I ended up working in music publishing for a bit and then kind of going more on the path of business and finance and what I
Yeah.
studied. But I've enjoyed so much being alongside, Eric, my husband, is a musician, and all of our friends are really creative in general, I would say. Like,
Yeah.
not even just in the entertainment industry, but, Billy's photography, and
Yeah.
just, like, everyone has
There's a lot of
such
talented
interesting,
people.
yeah,
Yeah.
that, like, have flocked together, and it's it's fun to get to be a part. It's almost like I get to be a part of the Hollywood entertainment industry as a guest.
I feel like you're not the guest, you're like you're your own Hollywood. I don't know.
Well, I
You're generating the red carpet somehow and like, yeah.
the red carpet here, we talk about life and cancer and stuff. But no, it's like, yeah, it's been fun to experience that. And then also, like, I mean, we've known each other now for at least a few years,
Yeah.
but then, like, I didn't know that you had the podcast. I didn't know about,
I
like,
mean, I
these
haven't done
things
it in a
now.
long time. Yeah.
Well, but and the other stuff that, like, I want to go back and watch. It's parts of our lives that there's so many things, right, that wouldn't really come up in everyday
Yeah.
life of what
And
we've
also
done.
we're usually together with children who are lovely. We
Yeah.
love you guys.
But this is an
But
uninterrupted
yeah.
conversation that we might have never.
Yeah, we would be like putting a straw in a juice box or like being tugged over here or being like, please don't pull that cord right now.
Yeah. And in fairness, our kids are
Pretty good.
they're pretty
Yeah,
good.
we
Yeah.
lucked out.
We really did. And they're funny.
They're fun. Yeah, I mean, I do love writing. I do love the creative world, but also like it is a tough business. So I definitely was like, oh, we're gonna push science. And Luna is into science. She's really into the periodic chart right now.
Yeah.
But she's also like, Mommy, is this joke funny? And like wants to write stuff and it's fun. It's interesting to see what they pick up. Another connection besides our amazing daughters, is I am also the daughter of a breast cancer survivor.
Yes.
My mom had breast cancer when I was 3, and this was back in the 80s. I'm old. And women were a lot less upfront. Like it was a little more hidden back then,
Yeah.
and people didn't talk about it as much. And my mom was not like that, and that was something. Now I realize how brave that was for her. Like she, I mean, I obviously I'm seeing this from a kid's perspective, so I'm
Mhm.
sure that there was a lot of stuff that she went through over the years to come to that point, but she was always very open about it. She was always talking to people. She always wanted to help other people going through recovery. And I knew other moms who like really hit it. And my mom was like, "Yep, had a mastectomy." It's, like she didn't care if her scars showed, like she didn't get reconstruction back then. That for her,
Yeah.
that was the right choice. Um, and she would make jokes with my grandfather. She had like a little insert for her bra, like that was like a little chicken cutlet.
Yeah.
And one time she would like, "You want to see my boob?" Like she that was how she kind of handled it. She asked her surgeon if she could get half off because she had small boobs. So I am really grateful that that was sort of the attitude she had.
Yeah.
I don't know why she had stage 3 and that was, back then they couldn't get the whole tumor out. She had lymph nodes, but she is still here and I feel very, very, very lucky. And I feel very lucky to be here with you. So,
Thank you.
yeah.
I appreciate that. I'm glad you brought that up too, because I mean, one, I'm grateful for her and people like her who have paved the way for us to be more comfortable talking about these things, and not that that's completely the case, right?
Yeah.
And so I say a lot that it's like everyone's different with what they're comfortable with,
Yeah.
and for me, it not only was I comfortable sharing, but it also made it a lot easier than texting each individual person. Like I really feel more comfortable just being able to put updates,
Yeah.
and hope that that can help someone else too. And then that can also fill in the gap for people who might not be comfortable talking about it, like,
Yeah.
finding the in-betweens. But it's funny because the cancer piece mixed with comedy has become like a really big uh, pairing for what we've been doing, like with the nonprofit and just in what I've been enjoying in general. So it's kind of funny that your mom, it sounds like
Yeah.
she's funny gal.
She is funny. I mean, less sometimes intentionally, but she can make a good joke once in a while. But she also like she will know a person's life story by the end of like a ski lift ride. Like she's like that
Yeah.
kind of person.
Yeah.
So she did teach me to not be shy. And then my dad also, we as a family, he wrote a book that he self-published that called Prayer, Laughter, and Broccoli, which we need to do a reprint. But
Yeah.
so it was he worked he ran a nonprofit that specialized in health education, health awareness. So like I think that was also helpful. He was a pretty emotionally open person, so like they will talk about the things because it's a tough thing to go through. And
Yeah.
but then he also had health issues. We almost lost him when I was a kid too. So it was like from a young age I was taught that life can be short,
Mm-hmm.
but also to just like kind of grab onto it and enjoy it. That said, we still, still terrible teenager. Sorry, mom and dad. Shout out to you guys. Um, but yeah,
I like the way you said that. Like life can be short.
yeah,
Like to be aware of it, but also not like dwell on that too much because it's like, still living it
yes,
fully and all that. Because, initially, and I still am like a bit crazy. I'm always doing a million different things. But initially, I felt so much urgency in that because it's like, you
yeah,
start facing more mortality and things like that. Not that I thought I was dying tomorrow, but I kind of went after things in the way that I was.
yeah,
And I'm grateful that I did because I've done so many fun things and I've enjoyed it. And now I'm finally like, my hope for this year is to actually like enjoy things.
yeah,
Like I've enjoyed it. I shouldn't say that. I've enjoyed it, but like actually take more time in each thing that it was kind of like I threw a lot of things out there that I wanted to put out to the world and do. And I want to like evaluate which, top few things were the ones I enjoyed most and then
yeah.
like dig deeper into
You
those.
can enjoy the slowdown too sometimes. Like, I mean, having a kid like where you're like, okay, just being present and watching them
Yeah.
smile like is better than anything else. Like, um, I also I totally blew over this too, but in my life, before I had Luna, I had a crazy back injury where I needed back surgery, and I was slightly disabled for like 10 months,
Oh, wow.
like in crazy pain, like not well, pretty bad, but
As if
that
the
also.
chin guard wasn't traumatic enough.
The chin guard was at least funny. The back stuff, well, the back stuff was a little funny because like I would walk at 3 in the morning, at our old condo, and it was like really cold out. So I'd have this like I didn't want to wake up Pete, and I would walk to for pain management. So I'd go
Mhm.
out in this outdoor hallway and walk with this like hood on and like my cane. And I did look like a video game villain. And there were these party guys who lived across the street who had like a direct view of that hallway. And I was like always thinking like, wonder what they thought was happening. Cause I'd be like roaming the halls every night at like 3 in the morning. Cause I was like,
Uh,
wake up anyway. But luckily I had good health insurance. Shout out to Let's Have Everyone Have Good Health Insurance. And got physical therapy and surgery, and I was very lucky and then able to have a baby who was huge. And so I was very lucky. But that was something that just, again, that wasn't about like my life wasn't in danger, but my lifestyle
yeah, your
and
quality of life.
quality of
Yeah.
life, that's what I was looking for.
Yeah.
So
Those
again,
to me are like
it was a
very
gratitude
equal.
a
Yeah.
gratitude thing. Yeah, it
Yeah.
teaches you gratitude.
Yeah. Teach you gratitude and then also I think it's like you can be grateful and appreciative of the things that you're like, man, that was really hard when I didn't have more mobility or
Yeah,
this or that or whatever it is. But then also being like it's okay to also feel like that sucks.
yeah, yeah,
And making sure that it's not only rooted in gratitude, because sometimes it's like I see it a lot with the cancer community. It's like you should just be grateful to be alive. And it's like if we stay in that mindset, then so many people will live such uncomfortable lives and
yeah,
and that. So finding that balance I think is so important.
definitely.
Yeah. How did you hurt your back?
Uh,
You don't know?
it I was writing on School of Rock and sitting a lot, but so were some other people who didn't.
So
I
something
ruptured
just
a
like,
disc, but
yeah.
like it may be again, I am a very cool, special person. I also had hip surgery as a baby, so like I was in a cast for a year, so like it may be because one leg was really tight and was always pulling. There wasn't, but
I
when
remember you mentioning about the cast too.
yeah, when
Just blowing right past that, your parents
my
changing
parents
you in a
had some
cast.
stuff happening. Poor. Um, but when like I had an MRI and went to see like I got a couple different opinions before surgery, they were like, "I can't believe you're walking." Like they they said the rupture was the size of someone who like would play in the NFL or be in a car accident.
And
And
we're
I was
like,
like,
thank you.
I did not play professional football. I know this is surprising to anyone watching this, but I was not a professional football player. So don't know. Writing for a kid's show, somehow I ruptured a disc.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's very relatable because
Yeah.
it's like a lot of times people try to ask targeted questions to figure out like how I got cancer,
Yeah.
and things like that. It's like, I don't know,
Yeah.
don't have, and even
You're
if
not
there
like,
were,
I didn't pick up a pill that said will give you cancer and of it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many things I think with chronic illness and like in life and injuries where like sometimes there's not a lot of explanation for it.
Yes.
And it is much, not that it's easier when there is, but I think as humans, we crave an explanation and
Well,
like
you
a
wanna
reason.
understand why, so that like also I think there's a part of like you don't want it to happen to you. Like you are
Yeah.
like, well, what? But
What
I
should I
mean,
make sure not to do?
shit can happen to everyone, and it does. And but community is important, and
Yeah.
that's yeah. And
That's why we live
also
like it matters.
health insurance.
Health insurance is
Let's
important.
also pay nurses well. I don't know if yeah.
Nurses, like particularly just a whole other level for me with having oncology nurses, like they are angels on
Yes.
earth. It is
Yes.
amazing what they do and what they have to know for such a professional career.
Yes.
Like it is, it really is amazing, and valuing that is very important.
One of my cousins met her husband because he was a patient for her. He had cancer in his 20s, like in his leg, and she was one of his nurses, and she got in trouble because she took him out, I think it was on New Year's Eve, and like got in trouble with her boss or something.
Oh my
I'm not
God.
remembering all the details. Anyways, but they eventually got married and have 2 grown children, and her daughter's now going to be a doctor or is a doctor. And yeah.
That's such a good love story. That should be
Yeah.
like a movie.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
should make a movie of that. I better
Yeah.
get the rights before they. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have to air this just so no one steals it. But well, I love it. I'm so glad we got to spend this time together. I want to make sure everyone knows where to find you and if there's any current
Yeah.
projects you want people to know about.
I'm on Instagram at 2 degrees of alley, the number 2. There's a lot of cat photos and other stuff. I'm also on Threads and what's X now was Twitter. And I think I'm also on Blue Sky at 2 degrees of alley as well. Yeah, I think that's
Yeah,
it.
we'll put them all in the show
Yeah.
notes and stuff too. But
Cool.
this was super fun, and I'm sure the next time I see you will be with the interruption of our girls running around and things.
Yes.
But
I'll try to find the chin gear to bring and
do you still have that?
No, I don't.
Okay,
But
I
that
thought
would be
that because
amazing.
I actually have like the mask from radiation on my brain. They let
Oh,
you keep
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always
I'll
thought
find a
of
photo
like,
at least.
I
Yeah.
would love a photo. It's actually, we need a photo
Yeah.
because gonna make sure that that is in this.